there are a lot of different ways to get around now. A lot of electric type of vehicles. We got scooters, we got bikes, we got mopeds, we got cars, we got trucks. And this one is kind of a mix between a scooter and a moped kind of thing, bike. I don't know what you call this thing. This is the iScooter F7. It's a pretty interesting little gadget here, and it's got some pretty good positives to it, but there are a few downsides to it that I think would really make this better. So stick around, let me tell you all about this thing.
Okay, let's go.
All right, so real quick, out of the gates, let's get it out of the way. This was sent to me for testing purposes. However, neither iScooter or any PR groups or anybody's gonna get any input on the video or see it before you, so this is brand new to everybody. So, that out of the way. I'm Chris with Gadgets and Gravel. This is the iScooter F7. It's a kind of a hybrid to a scooter and a moped type of situation here, as you can see. It is really interesting. So let's kind of go through the basics of what you get with this device, and then we'll kind of move into how it functions and some things I think can be improved. So out of the gate, we've got two 16-inch pneumatic tires. So we've got air in the tires. They're not puncture proof or anything like that. They do have some pretty decent tread on them. And when you get the F7, they do ship you an extra inner tube as well as a pump to air it up with. So it's really nice. They include some good accessories in the box. Putting this together was pretty easy to do as well. So we've got our two tires. They got good sized tires on them. They're wide, they have good tread, they have pretty good grip as far as driving around. I've been riding around here in gravel. I've done a little bit of on the sidewalk and concrete stuff, and it handles all of it pretty well. Now, this isn't extreme tires here, so you're not gonna be mudding in this thing, but you got some pretty good grip on it. We do have two fenders on it, so that helps. We've got a tail light, which is also a turn signal. We do have a headlight with no turn signal indications on the front side, which is a downside, I think. It's got a nice basket back here, and it can collapse and fold up flat. We got a big squishy seat, which is really, really comfortable. We've got just kind of the traditional grippy type, you know, non-slip coating on the deck here, which it's not that big of a deal. We've got our battery here. So our battery is rated to get us up to 45 miles. It's a 48 volt system, and it charges in about 6 hours from 0 to full. So it isn't a quick charge. So it gets you, it's rated at 45 miles. You got a battery indicator on it. Right here you can see, press the button, it tells you how much battery is left in it, as well as on the LCD display up here, it tells you your battery rating as well. There is a physical on-off switch on the battery. We've got the charge port on the battery, as well as a key, so you can take the battery off and replace it. If you have a secondary battery, take it off for safety purposes, or if you want to charge it separately, you can do all that as well. Continuing down the frame, we can unlock this and fold it down for a little bit extra storage, makes it a little shorter, easier to stow away. We got dual fork suspension on the front side. It's got a pretty good travel to it. It could be a little stiffer in my opinion. It's pretty easy to bottom out if you hit some bumps. Again, the lighter you are, the easier to be. I'm not a small individual, so I bottomed it out quite a bit. It is rated at 330 pounds as far as payload and hauling capacity, so keep that in mind. So we got pretty decent suspension on the front. A single LED headlight on it. It's pretty bright. It does a good job of lighting things up. It's not gonna get a whole lot of distance for you, but you'll be able to see riding around with no problems. We got disc brakes on the front, and we've got disc brakes on the back, as well as EABS, which is your electronic assisted braking system. So kind of like with your electric cars, if you've heard about those, they call it brake regen or something like that. So as you let off of the throttle here, it will automatically start slowing itself down to help put some battery or some energy back into the battery. There is an app which we'll go over in just a moment that you let off of the throttle. The lower it is, the slower or faster or slower you'll slow down, but also the less energy you can put back in the battery. So you get some functionality adjustments there. We got two hand brakes. What the front controls your discs. We've got a headlight switch. We've got your turn signal switch here and a horn. My kids love the horn. It kind of reminds me, if you've ever been like the local fair or carnival or something like that, and they got the little motorcycle cars that ride around in circles, they got the horn. That's what it reminds me of. But on the display here, it's a decent display. It's got pretty good visibility, but we get to see your speed, how far you've traveled, how much battery is left in your tank. You've got level here, which adjusts your different power settings with the button here. You got 3 different levels. You got Eco, Standard, and Sport. And then you've got a bar up top that shows you how much power is being put to the motor. The motor, we've got a 1,000-watt motor. We have a top speed rated at 28 miles per hour. We'll cover kind of my thoughts on how that system works here in just a moment, but that's kind of it. We do have a nice little kickstand there, and that's that's the basics of this thing. I do like the handlebars, little grips on here. They got this extra little pad outside. It makes it really comfortable for riding around. That's it. Let's move on to the app. All right, so the app we use for this is the iScooter group app, and it's pretty easy to use. Get it downloaded, get an account set up, and then you're gonna add the device. It'll search, you'll give it permissions for Bluetooth and your devices, and you'll add it to it and bind it to your account, which means now you have control over it. Once you're in the app, you get a nice little display here. You're gonna show your speed, current speed, your battery percentage of what's in the device, and you have your different modes across the bottom, and a couple different settings. Now, if you were to mount this on, get like a clip to mount your phone onto the handlebars, you'd have kind of a display here as well. And there's another mode where you jump in here, and it's actually a camera live view, and it gives you some additional stats on the side, which is kind of fun. We go into our, oops, wrong one. We go into here, we go into our settings, and here's where we can set. So you do have a cruise speed option, so you can set that. You can see here, once we have this engaged, if we're driving along, we get to a consistent speed, say 15 miles an hour, and just leave it there for 5 seconds. It'll automatically lock and keep that cruise speed for you, so it's kind of nice. Brake strength, so you can set this up. Here's your different options. You got weak, medium, strong, and adaptive, so it'll kind of adjust automatically based on your riding conditions on what it should be. So that's where we adjust how much braking the electric system does for you to put energy back into the battery. So that's what that's gonna be. Driving mode, we got economy, balance, and sport. Zero start means that if I turn that off and I hit the throttle, nothing happens. But if I turn it on, it'll move without having to get it started. So that's what that's about. And then you can also adjust what the top speed is going to be. You can change it to mileage or kilometers. You can change modes right from the home screen as well. You can set up map and route planning in here. We have got, so you can lock the device so that nobody can access it without being connected to your phone. So it's kind of still a safety thing. And they haven't quite got the headlight sorted out just yet. But outside of that, that's it. We've got stats over here for how far you've ridden, speeds, battery, things like that. So you can get everything there. If you want to disconnect and unbind the bike from your account, you can do that. And that's it. It's a pretty simple app. Again, I mean, the app on your phone isn't something you're really gonna use a whole lot when you're riding on a scooter, but it's good to have some information and get you some deeper controls over the bike itself. So let's get into what this thing's like to ride and some areas I think it can be improved. Riding this around's pretty nice. It's gonna be different for different people. Like I said, I'm not the smallest person. It is rated for 330 pounds. We got a 1,000-watt motor here. We got a 48-volt system, so it should run around just great. And it does in most situations. Riding around on gravel and concrete and flat, solid surfaces, it moves, it does well. It's got pretty good speed and got good takeoff and things like that. It works nicely. I've never hit 28 miles per hour. The best I've gotten is 22. So I'm not sure if it's just too much of a load on it and it can't handle it. So I'm not real sure what's going on with that, but keep that in mind. The power, so it's kind of interesting on the screen. So like I said, it does have a power bar. So as you give it power with the throttle here, you'll see the power gauge go up. Sometimes I'll have it show full power moving down the road when I have it all the way on. And other times I'll have it all the way on and I'll never reach full power. I'll say 2 bars or so short. Now I've noticed that tends to be more frequently when the battery is getting lower. So I don't know if the system is automatically reducing the amount of power that I can have to conserve battery or what that is. So that is something to be aware of there. So that 1,000-watt motor, 48-volt system should have all the power to get you up and down hills. And if you're on concrete and you're a lighter individual, you'll probably be fine. I did an extreme test. Part of why I test some of these things in this outdoor environment out here in the country, even though they're not necessarily designed for that, is it's a way to kind of put a quick stress test on it to see how it can maybe withstand over time or in more extreme environments, whether that's in town or not. And driving this in grass up a hill, pretty steep hill that I've got here, it isn't gonna make it. I tried once just kind of giving it a kickstart while I was going halfway up the hill, give it a good start to get up, and we just barely made it. So if you're going up and down concrete hills and roads and things like that, you're probably gonna be okay. Don't expect to pick up speed going up the hill, but it should make it there just fine. Handling is good. Like sitting or standing, I feel confident weaving around things. It moves just fine. My kids love riding this thing. So I feel safe with them riding around on it. There's no issues with that. Like I said, I don't like that there's no turn signals on the front. I'm glad they included them on it, but on the front side, when you turn the turn signals, there's no indication whatsoever. So you're gonna have to do hand signals or just hope there's nobody in front of you, and if there is, they're paying attention. I don't like the headlight attachment setup. The front fender, it's already cracked and broken. It's as tight as it can go, but there's a single little bar here and a little bitty tiny bracket that one screw goes through and connects both the headlight and the front fender, and it wobbles a lot. There's many times I've had the fender go down and rubbing on the tire, which is why it's now broken. The headlight flip over sideways, so that could use a better system of attaching everything there. Riding on it, for myself, it's a little short. I'd like the deck to be a little bit longer so I have more space to sit in here, because once I'm on the seat, I'm pretty cramped in here now. So I'd like to have a little more space, as well as the bracket that holds the basket needs to be extended or slid further away from the seat, because it's being pushed by the seat now, and I'm as far as I can go to get it away on the bracket provided. And it's against the seat, which isn't a huge deal, but it is just something to be aware of. I'd like to see it scooted back and the deck's extended a little bit. I do like that I can ride this standing up as well. I'd like to be able to, like, if the seat had a hinge on here and I could flip it up to get it out of the way. Standing up and riding this is nice because you can adjust the handlebars really easy. It's a quick latch here and just raise them up. It's really nice. So you can ride around on this thing standing up or sitting down with that adjustment. So it's a good bonus there. Overall, I think it's a good device in the right situation. It's not gonna be perfect for everybody. It's gonna be great for getting around town, getting around, you know, the campsites or lake or wherever you're going to visit. It's great for that kind of stuff. In an application out in the country, if you're a smaller person, you can get around, you don't have you've got good paths and roads where you're gonna be traveling to around whatever property you're on, it'll do fine there. But if you're gonna be riding through grass and heavy gravel and dirt and stuff like that, it's probably gonna struggle. So keep that in mind. There's some other options like the Buzz drone e-bike I reviewed already. That'd be a great option, as it's got plenty of power, huge tires, can get through any of that type of terrain that you want. So keep those things in mind when you're checking these out. But the iScooter F7, it's a good device for the right situation and the right environment and person. It'll be a good option. So I'll leave a link down below. If you have any questions, be sure to drop in the comments. I'll try and help you out the best I can. Make sure you like and subscribe, hit that bell button so you don't miss any of my videos. I got a lot of stuff coming up, some lights, some vacuums, a whole bunch of things. So stick around. Thanks for watching.
Okay, let's go.